There is another type of loop in JavaScript that's closely related to the while loop. It's called do-while loop. Let's look at an example. To code along with me, first download the course folder from the link in the description below and open it with your favorite code editor. Here I'm using Visual Studio Code. From the course folder, open the exercise folder called JavaScript Loops. And then open the index.html file using Google Chrome. Here I also open the JavaScript console. In the index.html file, remember to link do-while.js file. In do-while.js file, there's already a function called generate_random_number. It returns a random number from 1 to max number that's supplied to the function. For example, if you call the function like this, it returns a random number from 1 to 10. The structure of a do-while loop looks like this. The do statement comes first and is followed by while condition. Do-while repeats an action over and over again while a condition is true. In other words, the code you placed inside this block here will run as long as this while condition is true. That sounds pretty much like while loop, doesn't it? It pretty much is, but there's one important difference. Do-while loop always executes the code block once before the condition is checked. That's because the condition isn't tested until after the code block. Let's compare the two. Earlier we used while loop to log 10 random numbers to the console. Here's the code we wrote. Notice that with the while loop, a condition gets checked at the very beginning before this code block runs. If the condition is true, then the loop runs. If the condition is false, the loop does not run. The condition might be false right at the beginning, and that means the loop will never run. Here's how you would write this using do-while loop. I'll again initialize a counter variable to 0 to keep track of the number of times the loop runs. Inside the do block, I'll add the console.log statement that displays the random number. Then increment the counter variable by 1 using the addition assignment operator. After each pass through the loop, the while condition will be evaluated. So between the parentheses, I'll add counter is less than 10. Remember, do-while does not check the condition until the code block has run once. If this condition is true, it runs again and again until the condition is no longer true. In this case, when counter is no longer less than 10. I'll save the change, refresh the page, and 10 random numbers display in the console. Good. So when might you use do-while loop over while loop? Keep in mind that in many cases, you can use do-while loop for the exact purpose as while loop. Use do-while loop when you need your loop to execute at least once. For examples, log at least one random number to the console, then check if counter is less than 10 before running the loop again and logging more values. Use while loop when you need to check a condition before performing an action. For example, check if counter is less than 10 before running the loop and logging a value to the console.